In shooting a bow, the essential purpose of bow tuning is to align the arrow's trajectory with the aiming point of the target. With a bare bow, the aiming point is the point of the arrow with the string closely aligned. However, the arrow trajectory is eminently dependent on the dynamic spine of the arrow. Too weak and the trajectory is to the right-handed archer. Too stiff and the trajectory is to the left. The dynamic spine is dependent on roughly a dozen different factors. These include the static spine of the arrow, its length, point weight, and fletching air resistance. Draw length, grip, release, and anchor all affect dynamic spine. Bow factors such as center point, plunger resistance, and string/limb alignment also affect dynamic spine. When the aiming point and the trajectory don't align, there are two options: move the aiming point or move the trajectory. Bow tuning seeks to move the trajectory. The obvious question is what is lost by moving the aiming point instead. Does bow tuning make a difference? The short answer is yes. Bow tuning improves accuracy and precision. No two shots are ever exactly the same. Not only does aiming and bow cant affect trajectory, each shot produces a unique dynamic spine. Slight differences between arrows and spine, point weight, length, and the air resistance of fletchings affect dynamic spine. Slight changes in anchor, grip, release, and back tightness and/or shoulder relaxation have similar effects. Collapsing or plucking at release will accentuate these factors. How well a bow handles these variations while producing an acceptable trajectory is called the bow's forgiveness. These variations in trajectory relate to the variations in lateral forces on the arrow caused by arrow vibrations and torques. The angle of trajectory is related to the lateral force by a mathematical function called a sine wave. If you graph a constantly changing angle with its lateral vector, you get a sine wave. If you invert the graph, you get the effects of lateral forces on trajectory angle. As an exaggerated and somewhat extreme example, if you start with a trajectory of 0 degrees, a perfectly tuned bow, a plus or minus 0.5 lateral force can give you a trajectory angle variation of 60 degrees. With a trajectory angle of 30 degrees, the same lateral force gives you 90 degrees of variation, 33% more. This illustrates the point that slight changes in trajectory are exaggerated when the bow is out of tune. The bow becomes less forgiving. An analogous explanation can be given for the vertical trajectory, where knocking point, arrow elevation angle, and gravity come into play. A well-tuned bow is more forgiving and will give you better groupings, all else being the same. If you made it to this point, I congratulate you on your endurance. As always, thank you for your time and your attention. I hope you found this informative and entertaining.